You know what I'm saying? My mother is giving us insight. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about all generations, yo. If you feel like you have an idea that not a lot of people know about, you know what I'm saying? It may be old to you, but it may be new information to other people, right? And that's the purpose of the New Knowledge Podcast, is to speak out that information and inform others of things, make them aware of something that, you know, they may be like, oh, this is new to me. I want to do further, you know, I want to have conversations about this. I want to learn more about it. Because at the end of the day, nothing can really get past until we get educated on what goes on in society. And, you know, not only are we here to educate you, but we're here to have fun while doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are dope people.
Yeah,
we are dope people.
Just two guys trying to talk. That's it.
We're having a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
It's just bringing the mic into. I mean, because we go on for hours.
Yeah, we could talk for hours. We give you guys, you know, 45 minutes to an hour.
A little glimpse.
24-hour conversations that we could potentially have. And that's it, too. It's like, you know, if you want more of, you know, you want more to see more of our, you know, perspective, to kind of see us take a little bit leadership on something else, put us onto those things. Because it helps expand our platform. And it helps. We also have our personal goals and trying to reach people with our voice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a great way to put our voices to use.
The one thing that, I mean, despite your education, despite whatever wealth you've attained, the one constant between all of that nobody can take away, unless you let them take it away, is your voice.
It's your voice. And well, I mean, people keep arguing this First Amendment. I mean, use it. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of it. You
use
know
that jump.
In a positive way. Not in a way we've been seeing,
of course.
In a positive way. Use it, because I can't stress that enough, how our voices matter so much. Like, I was talking to my little sister, Layla, and she, you know, she's going into 11th grade and stuff like that or whatever. And I was just giving her advice based off, you know, my little experiences and stuff like that. Try to be a good little, you know, good big brother or whatever, right? And I said something that just made me also, like, you know, I just wanted to sell more people. But it's like, anybody can really be a leader. All a leader needs is some followers. But you can tell what type of leader you are and how good of a leader you are based on the people who follow you.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm leading somebody, right, and they are, you know, extremely ignorant, you know, continue to say that I'm doing terrible things or whatever, but I don't feel like I'm doing that. But that's the energy I'm letting off, which therefore means they're going to follow that energy. If that energy isn't positive or, you know, completely based off of something that is going to better myself and the people who follow as well, to inspire them to be their own leaders, then I'm not really that great of a leader. A leader can create more leaders.
Yeah.
Right?
But I mean, it's like a true leader isn't looking for following.
Right.
A true leader is standing by an idea
that they believe in heavily.
And this great idea just resonates with so many other people.
Exactly.
And it's just the leader is just the medium that you're receiving the idea through. But the idea is just the idea. And right. It's just...
So then let's open the people's eyes. Let's go back to the celebrities, right?
Yeah.
We follow. We press the follow button. We retweet. We do all these things. But you gotta recognize, bro, not everybody who follows those celebrities are the people that you would associate yourself with. However, the main idea that they have, something that they're
off,
that's brings what you're people following. In. That's what you're following. So, ask yourself, are you satisfied with the people that you follow? Or do you want to create these ideas that other people can follow as well, that are more positive, and become a leader of your own? So they can also, and a leader also inspires other followers to then become leaders, right? Like, I want to lead my group of people. And it's not like, people are a little single-minded, flip of a coin, it's either heads or tails. A leader can be many, many things. Yep. Right now, we need a leader that is young, educated, full of new knowledge, and actually is willing to be both a warrior and a healer in this time of revolution.
Yeah.
And I think that...
Yeah, I guess that's the one thing throughout this whole movement. It's like, who's leading this? It's like we got so many people with so many different ideas. I mean, we got police reform. You got a whole bunch whole bunch of not little stuff, but a whole bunch of separated stuff. It's all good, but it's like, we got so much stuff that we need to change, and it's like I feel like we do need that leader to sort of say, all right, this is what we're focused on. And that might mean the sacrifice of other things, sadly. Because, it's like, if it's about Black Lives Matter, then it's about Black Lives Matter right now.
Right now.
There's so many other issues. Whole bunch
LGBTQ,
of, LGBTQ is a whole bunch,
I love
women's rights. It's like, we have all these issues, but they say like you can't walk and chew gum at the same time, but this isn't walking and chewing gum. This is walking, chewing gum on the phone. I don't know, on a treadmill. Like this is a whole bunch of stuff going on at the same time that I think we really need to focus on to really get things done.
Because I think what people need to understand is that we are a pie. You know what I'm saying? Think of the movements, many movements, as just a movement pie. And we take a piece, a piece of the pie, goes onto a different plate. And you know what I'm saying? Tries to, tries to make it
feed everybody,
right? You know what I'm saying? Tries to feed everybody. But don't you think it's a little bit easier if we take the entire pie and then try to feed everybody, instead of making them think that this is the only thing that's important? This slice of the pie is the only thing that's important right now?
Yeah.
This is the only thing that you can have? No. We need to come together. So yes, even the reason why I separate the BLM movement from the LGBTQ movement isn't because of the names or the people that lead them. It's simply because, let's say that we were all for, let's say it wasn't even about BLM right now. Let's say it was all about
LGBTQ.
Yes.
IA. Yeah.
Plus. You know what I'm saying? We'll become more politically correct on that.
Yeah.
But it's more about, that's another thing, educate us too.
Facts.
It's more about, it's like, if we focus on that entire movement that's going on right now, right? Of course, this would be, the time to do it, the month to do it.
Yeah. Of course. Pride Month.
Exactly.
Shout out.
So it's like, if we go ahead and, push that, push the objective of pride and everything.
Yeah.
Everybody doing it. Technically, wouldn't we still be fighting for the equal treatment
of people?
Right?
But the one thing is like, it's like for us to get this movement to make it as successful as we hope it will be. It's like if it's all about Black Lives Matter right now, in my opinion, it should just all be about Black lives right now. But that means that when it's your movement, now that you were with my movement, I'm with your movement with the same dedication that you were with my movement. And so if it's all Black Lives Matter right now, we have all the LGBTQ, all the women who feel like they've been, or like the Me Too movement. If it's all them with us right now, when it's your fight, when it's your stage, when you're on the big stage, I'm fighting with you too.
Yeah. And
that's what I think it needs to be for us to really, because it really goes through phases.
Right.
So, this Black Lives Matter phase, as much as a black man, I'm obviously biased, but it's like, as much as I wish that this is going to be the stage forever, I know it's not. So when the spotlight comes off us, hopefully because some change is made, but when the spotlight's off me and the spotlight's on another issue, I'm with that.
And my thing is, it shouldn't even have to be to where I feel like at the end of our issue, we would have solved all the other issues for the most part, right?
It's like you solve issues by solving one issue, just by consequence solve out.
Because what we're fighting for in every single movement,
it's treating people equal treatment. Like, it's so stupid at the end of the, like, why do we, like,
it's just balance.
We just compartmentalize so much. It's just women men, and then straight, LGBTQ, and then black, white, all these races. It's like,
we separate.
If you really think about it, at the end of the day, like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
we slice the pie.
Why are we doing this?
We slice the pie so much and then each little piece is trying to feed.
And then now, like Democrat, world. Republican, it's like,
yeah,
like it's just about how you want to live your life.
And I think that, and then taking that,
and I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
You living your life is not going to stop me from living. Like, the one thing I don't understand about the whole people who are against, like, LGBTQ or whatever, it's like, why do you care? Why do you care? It has nothing to do with you.
You should just,
like, if you went, like, the whole, like, the pronouns, like, I have, like, my grandparents, like, my grandparents aren't gonna, they're just old. Like, old people just don't receive stuff well. But, like, for me, I'm going to, like, the whole thing, like, I remember, like, the whole thing with, like, Caitlyn Jenner. And, I'm sitting there with my grandparents, and they're, like, going, my grandparents are from Haiti. So, right. They were, going on, and it was, like, I don't care. Like, if I respect you as a person, like, just from mutual human-to-human respect, I'll call you whatever you want to be called.
Yeah.
Just being respectful as a human. And me calling you he, she, her, she, whatever, it or they pronoun, it's like, what inconvenience does that cause me? Nothing.
Right.
Besides just having to remember something, like, we have to inconvenience ourselves for other people to feel equal and equal treatment. And that's what a lot of this whole stuff is that a lot of white people have not inconvenienced themselves for anybody else. Meanwhile, everybody else is inconveniencing themselves for the higher powers. And it's like, it goes both ways.
I see what you're
saying. In order to feel like you're treated right, you might have to give up a little leeway to treat that other person right. But then in return, they should do the same.
Yeah, and then it balances itself out.
And then it doesn't feel uncomfortable anymore.
And
growth.
It's growth, it's change, and it shouldn't be as difficult as it is, because I think, like, here's how we'll wrap out, right? So 3 things that I want me and Miri expect, or we'll call this session, 3 things we expect from the world, from our society.
Oh, right? From the society? Damn.
All right, so I'll list my 3 things, you list your 3 things, right?
Damn.
All right.
3 things.
All right, I'll let you think while I speak, all right?
All right, big bet.
So, my first thing, Democratic, Republican, I think that the current generation now, with the stuff that we know or whatever, needs to make a separate political party and then vote from that political party. The reason why I say that is because there's power in politics, clearly, that's influence over the stuff that we do to our daily lives.
Money in politics.
Money in politics as well. I think that we don't like what's going on in the world because it's influenced by the people who came before us, right? So Democratic, Republican, those values are influenced by people who came before us. The fact that it's so difficult for someone to be, someone to decide between pro-life and pro-choice, et cetera, all these very complicated black and white issues. Not everything in the world is black and white.
Yeah, it's nuanced.
It's new, right? And it changes based on circumstance. And not all old heads don't really understand that. You know what I'm saying? Right? They have knowledge, they have wisdom, but they may not understand the way that we see things now. They have seen things, they have had their life, but we are gonna live what the stuff that they do. We live it the most. We're gonna live it the longest.
Yeah.
So why not just influence it so that what we live is what we want and not what our parents. Tell me you want everything that your parents want from you, and tell me that you want everything that your grandparents want from you. Tell me honestly right now. You couldn't, right? So it's like, how about we just influence what we want for ourselves? Let's create a different party. That's the first.
The one thing that I noticed is, like, for all the grandparents and, like, all the stuff, like the white supremacy, all that.
Yeah.
Like, this generation is, like, one of the first generations where, like, regardless, black, white, whatever, like, your idols no longer look like you anymore. Yeah. Like, people favorite, at least from, like, a black perspective, like, so many of these people's heroes are black.
Yeah.
And that never would have happened.
Way back when.
50
years
50,
ago.
Yeah,
that's
the one thing about, like, people talk about, why you keep bringing up slavery and segregation? Like, that was so, your ancestors, those are your ancestors. It's like,
my grandma.
My grandma was talking.
Who talked to me every day. That was my grandpa. I mean, grandpa.
Yeah,
that's grand. So, but yeah,
Pop.
there's that. There's